All right, folks, thank you so much for joining us here on Fox 44 First Edition. You may not know this, but this month actually marks 50 years of education resources for suicide prevention in the capital city. And the BR Crisis Intervention Center is also responsible for providing survivor support. And joining us this morning is former Executive Director Frank Campbell, who is now a volunteer, but your role with the organization extends decades, as you were telling me during the break. Let's tell the folks at home how you're now involved.
Well, even when I was a student at LSU, the program began as a student helpline. And from that growth, the phone came. Then the Crisis Intervention Center was formed years later. And over the last 5 decades, volunteers, thousands of volunteers have joined the center, been trained there, gone on to careers to help reduce suicide, not only in Baton Rouge, but around the world.
That's fascinating, because I think we can all sort of remember back to our college days or school days, and there was an 800 number when exams get tough, or there was this or that. So we knew that existed, but you've been able to be a part of a program that's grown and is now recognized. People, you say, are flying in from Singapore, from Ireland, just to take part in some of the resources. Correct.
We began a theme of thinking globally and working locally a few years ago. And what we've done, this is our T-shirt to celebrate our 50th anniversary with that theme. And all year long we have trainings where people come in to learn more about what we've been doing and developing here in Baton Rouge, to go back and be a lighthouse, if you will, in their own community.
So we're talking about suicide prevention, we're talking about support for survivors who have unfortunately been a part of witnessing that traumatic incident or having that take part in their lives. This weekend, tomorrow specifically, it sort of all returns to where it started.
Absolutely. We'll be in the shadows of where the first phone call was taken by a student 50 years ago at the Greek Theater, where we'll have our Circle of Support walk, and this will be our 10th annual Circle of Support walk, where we go down into what's known on campus as the Enchanted Forest. And we'll have a lot of events there. And we hope people will come out and buy a T-shirt and join us in the walk.
And it's not just tomorrow, because then the event actually continues into Sunday as well?
We have an open house at our facility on Old Forge at Traumatic Loss Center is what we named it, because we like the initials TLC. And that's where people come to heal and feel and talk about their loss to suicide. And we've seen transformations there. We have a memorial garden there at the facility. And we want people to come out from 5 to 8 on Sunday, enjoy wonderful catered food and all of our great donors. We have a silent auction too.
And of course, I'm sure you're always, as every nonprofit is, looking for volunteers to participate and sign up.
Absolutely. Volunteers have been the lifeblood over the last 5 decades to keep the programming going and our costs down. And I'm grateful to have a chance to come back and be a volunteer and make a giving instead of a living.
That's great. And of course, I would think that the volunteers can do everything from be trained on how to answer phones, as well as to maybe upkeep of that garden that you were talking about.
Well, we have a great deal of opportunities for them. Although we don't provide crisis services by phone today, we do a lot of training and a lot of talking in the community and helping others.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for what you do, and congratulations. 50 years, a long time. You've been a very instrumental part of that, so we appreciate you being here with us this morning.
Our pleasure.
And folks at home, you can check out our website at BRCIC Proud.com. I've posted all the information about tomorrow's walk at LSU, as well as the open house that will be taking place Sunday night.